kicks the door, steel toe morning, plugged in hot. Every take is a head-on shot. Aaron grins like he knows the score, turns one joke into 10 more. The fans roll in, loud and wild, laughing hard like a reckless child. No safe zone, no soft play, every punchline comes your way. If you came for quiet, you came too late. The room is shaking at the gate. Start your day with steel toe. Start your day with steel toe. Funny, loud, and way too bold. Aaron leaves you in the cold. Nobody's safe, nobody close, nobody can compete with the toe. Start your day with steel toe. Toe, toe, toe. Chat lights up with 1,000 jabs. Hot takes flying, perfect steps. They come for blood, they come for fame. Then Aaron bends the whole damn game. Fans are maniacs, sharp and fast. Every joke hits like it lands with class. Nobody's sacred, nobody's clean. That's the meanest smile you've ever seen. No escape, no easy lane. He turns your swagger into pain. If you swing first, he swings 10 more. Leaves your ego on the floor. Start your day with steel toe. Start your day with steel toe. Funny, loud, and way too bold. Aaron leaves you in the cold. Nobody's safe, nobody close, nobody can compete with the toe. Start your day with steel toe. Toe, toe, toe. Dust in the mirror, wreckage behind. Aaron's already 3 miles ahead of your mind. Try to keep up, try if you dare. He's gone past the finish and you're still there. Start your day with steel toe. Start your day with steel toe. Funny, loud, and way too bold. Aaron leaves you in the cold. Nobody's safe, nobody close, nobody can compete with the toe. Start your day with steel toe. Start your day with steel toe.
Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Good morning, you little French fry. Oh, I screwed up my... Oh, it's going to be a bad day. I screwed up my open. I'm eating shit already this morning. Good morning, my little French fried faggots. That's how it was supposed to go. Doesn't matter anymore, does it? Should we try to make "in it" a thing in America, or do Englishmen sound like retards when they talk like that? I'm leaning toward the latter, just for the record, but in it, no, it's more fun to make fun of him for saying in it. Welcome to the show. Unbelievable show planned for today. I'm very excited. I'm glad I continue to look for stuff to talk about, like just as I'm reading the chat, just as the show's about to start. By the way, you want to see something fat? You want to see some fat fucking shit? Take a look at this. The oven mitt that I brought down here to bring my queso bowl down while I ate chips and queso after the evening show last night is right here. It was sitting right here at the edge of the desk. The oven mitt. That's fat. That's really fat. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. I found 3 things to do just while I was dicking around here before the show. Welcome. So excited. We're not only back to good, we've got a new VIP. Oh, God, who was it? It wasn't fuck you, dude. It was Abel Graham. Abel Graham is a brand new VIP after last night. We appreciate that so much. We dicked around with some of the super shout voices, had a lot of fun with that last night. My voice has gotten much better. Stone Cold has gotten much better, although I think I'm going to dick with the Stone Cold voice a little. It doesn't sound the same in super shout that it sounds in 11 Labs, and that's upsetting me. That's frustrating me a lot. But anyway, my voice is solid. Jesse's voice is solid. I think we're going to do Pastor Manning next. I'm going to work on that one. We'll get you guys a Pastor Manning. And then, look, man, we've just found so much cool stuff to talk about. Evening show. We're going to do a late one tonight. It's going to be at 7 o'clock, maybe 6:30. My kids have all of their open house orientations for school today, so I got to do those. And those start at like 4:45. But they could easily go until 6. Probably closer to 5:15, like 10 minutes a kid for their open houses. But if I get done at 5:15, I can maybe get this thing started at 6. But most likely we'll be going 7 to 9 tonight. If we do well, if we do as well last night or tonight as we did last night, I'll go till 10 if you want to. But we'll probably go a couple of hours tonight. Smaller goal, all that stuff, just because, we're starting late. And then I think if we do well enough, I think I'm going to broadcast my fantasy football draft for tonight. I've got a fantasy football draft at 9 o'clock because I'm the coolest fucking guy in the world. And if all goes well, I think we'll probably broadcast that. It should be fun. So welcome to the show. You know how to support it. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Rumble Rants, gifted memberships. By the way, back over 700 memberships. We've got 2 days to go on a run and get those 95 memberships to get us up over 800 again. So thank you for that. And again, perfect week. Just knock out today, knock out the smaller goal tonight, and then fait accompli with Oz tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. And don't forget about Super Shouts and all the fun voices we have there. Supershout.io/toe. We actually had our biggest, our biggest earnings day yesterday. We had our biggest Super Shout day we've ever had. So thank you guys so much for your contributions. Okay, let's get into some things here. I do want to talk a little bit. Oh, people are saying Goy Slave auction. No, I'm not paying for this league. It's a free league. I'm just doing it for fun. Maybe make some side bets with people, during the season. But ultimately, it's an online draft. I'm doing it for fun. Zenman says, oh, shit, I thought the oven mitt was to give yourself the stranger this morning. You want to see something gross? I didn't even notice this until the last time I used it, but when I was making something, I must have accidentally dipped my oven mitt into the actual food, because look at that crust. Take a look. Isn't that gross? That's like cheese or something. I think I was making lasagna, and I got the glove into the lasagna, the oven mitt into the lasagna. But delicious. Thank you very much. Irma Turbofag says, start the show already. I'm feeling very laid back today. I know that I should probably pack some energy in, and we will. We've got a lot of good stuff to talk about. But yeah, I'm just feeling really laid back and chill for the start of today's show. Maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe I'm going to bore people to death. I don't know, but I'm just feeling really laid back, and we're having fun to start the show. People saying that's not food, that's jizz. That's an ugly rumor. Ugly rumors. Cocktiff says, you are the GM of the Vikings. This seems like a conflict of interest. No, because I'm not gambling. Totally fine. I cleared it with the league. Packer Backer says, couldn't even wait to take the oven mitt off before eating. That's not what, again, that's not, you know what? I'm going to stop sharing shit with you guys. If that's how you're going to be. Dub says, Aaron learned to start online betting and gambling, likely influenced through Mersh. No, but I did watch Mersh's clip of him doing some, you know what? I got to give Mersh credit. I mean, I watched a clip last night. He was doing a victory lap over this whole doing gay ops, getting his ex-girlfriend fired from her job thing. You know what? Let me tell you something. That's understanding the internet. That's just a guy who gets it. Because all it does is it plays up the heel shit to the people who think you're a heel, and to your loyal audience who's sticking around with you, they think it's funny. So you and I being like, this is fucking gay what he did. He's a hypocrite because he's against cancel culture. And he is. He's all of those things. He's every single one of those things. But he comes out and goes, suck my dick. I don't give a fuck. You can't kill me. Blah, 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 blah. And then someone gives him like $300. And it's just like, well, I guess that's the end of that. No accounting for taste, I suppose. So look, the thing about going after people hard about this stuff is, never go into these things. And I told you guys this when we exposed the shit out of Haley. Never once did I say that she's done, she's finished. In fact, I said the opposite. I said, she will survive this just fine. She'll be humiliated for a solid month, and she's on her way. I think we're 3-4 weeks in. She'll be humiliated for a solid month. The people who watch it fairly will say she's been exposed as a liar and a fraud and a fake. She'll be called Heroin Hornbuckle Haley forever, but she will not die. It's not over. Like, she can still do a show. She wasn't making any money before. She didn't have an audience before. She'll have 200 people watching her now, and she won't make any money, but they're not going away. So when people were like, Mersh, oh, this is the end of Mersh and ROTC, I was the first one to say, guys, it's not going to happen. Like, it's just not. Like, if you've gathered an audience, if you've gathered a following, they will bend space and time and ethics and everything else because it's the internet. It's not banking. You weren't a clergy who fucked a kid. You said you don't do a thing, and then you did that thing, and now a bunch of people watch you to see if you're going to address the thing, and then you go, woohoo, I won, blah, blah. Like, most of winning on the internet is just saying you won. That's it. Like that. Here, people are like, hey, how do I expose or how do I win on the internet? Just say you won. How do I prove that somebody lost on the internet? Say they lost. That's it. And then you'll have people who believe it. They'll have people who believe it. It's the internet. It's not real. So two things can be true at the same time. First and 15 says Folgers can't expose her. You didn't do shit but ride Kiwi Farms coattails. Imagine taking what I said that seriously and that literally, that upset you. And now go reevaluate your life. And now go tell me where you went wrong. Irma Turbo Fag says, wait, you claim the win all the time. By God, I think it's becoming aware. Oh my God. Papa Shab, I wish we had over 1K live viewers. He's like, you had over 1K live with Precious Apey, baby. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. You know what we had? About 600 or 700. You know what we're going to have today? About 600 or 700. You know what the Steel Toe audience live is? About 600 or 700. Above the below and below the upper. That's where you know where you can find Steel Toe? right smack dab in the middle. Unless you're talking about Kick, where we're one of the fastest growing shows out there. As a matter of fact, I believe here on Kick, yes, where are we just 10 minutes into the show? 3 viewers over on Kick. It's over. We got them. 2 more followers on Kick, and we are at, get ready, 300 followers. We have 3 viewers on Kick, 3 subs, and we're 2 followers away from 300. So go ahead and follow us on Kick today, and we'll have 3 viewers, 300 followers, and 3 subs. How you doing? Yeah, Zenman says, don't forget your 12 Kick kids. All right, between 612 and 712 watching at a time. All right, welcome to the show, boys and girls. We've got a great one for you today. Very excited about it. I found like 3 things, like I said, just looking at the chat, just fucking around with the show today. I found like 3 fun things we can do. Stix Mattis says, still more real people than Jeremy Scambly. I thought his name was Hambly. And guys, he prefers to be called the Quartering because he's like a fucking badass. So knock it off. Did you guys hear what's going on with Texas Roadhouse? We talked about it on the evening show last night. I'm actually genuinely entertained by the Texas Roadhouse story. This shows you like how thirsty the news is for a story. And it also shows you how you can make anything happen on the internet if you can get enough people to hit share, to hit follow. So Texas Roadhouse, there was this thing posted on a Facebook page. This is it. It was just a thing posted to a Facebook page that Texas Roadhouse puts
Texas Roadhouse is responding to unverified claims circulating online.
Here's the quick. We've got an update on the Texas Roadhouse thing. So there was a rumor put out online that Texas Roadhouse was spitting in black people's food. This person went on Facebook and said, listen, I'm an employee of Texas. I used to be an employee of Texas Roadhouse. Totally anonymous. And it was on some like white racist Facebook group, like White People Unite or something. And they went, oh, guys, I'm a former server at Texas Roadhouse, and we're spitting in black people's dinner rolls. We're putting our dirty fingers in your food all the time. If you're black, we're treating you like shit at Texas Roadhouse. Now, this started getting shared. People started screenshotting it, started putting it everywhere. Never listed a location. Never said their name, deleted the thing. It never fucking happened. Like, this never happened. Texas Roadhouse hasn't done shit to black people's food. Nothing. But that didn't stop a bunch of black people online from going, I'm never going to Texas Roadhouse again. Which, by the way, is fine. You shouldn't go to Texas Roadhouse. It's dog shit. But this started a thing where then the news, I'm convinced that there aren't a lot of people who believe this is happening. But the news is like, we'll jump onto this, the analog news, the TV news, the local news, because they're like, nobody watches us. Everybody's online getting their news. We'll become gossip columnists, and we'll just report this racial outrage as though it's true. And we watched a news story in Abilene, Texas last night where the news lady went and I swear to God, she said this, we should play that story instead of this one tonight. Fuck this CBS story. This woman goes into from an Abilene, Texas news station. She goes into the local Texas Roadhouse, which, by the way, was never implicated in any of this. Nobody ever said it was them. But she goes in there and starts like bothering the employees. Like, you spitting in black people's food? And she goes in to talk to them. And I'm telling you, professional newswoman. And she says, we went into the Abilene location to ask them about the rumor. She is speaking in perfect English, perfect diction, perfect grammar the entire time, and then goes, we axed them. Multiple times. Here it is. WFAA in Abilene, Texas. No, it was Here it is. KTXS. That's what it was. KTXS. Let's go ahead and watch this one. This is the big rumor going on about Texas Roadhouse right now because some dickhead on Facebook said, oh, yeah, we spit in your biscuits and we finger black people's food. This is what the news is running with now.
If you've been on social media lately, you may have seen Texas Roadhouse at the center of a growing conversation. I'm Kayla Hamlet, and there's a viral post raising...
It's so weird when you can't tell if someone's Indian or black. It's rare, but it happens once in a while.
Many questions for customers and getting a response from the company. I took a closer look at what's behind it.
Hamlet, more like omelet. Am I right, everybody? It's a different joke than I did last night.
It started with a screenshot, a Facebook post shared.
It started with a screenshot. We spit in black people's food.
Across social media, making us.
So go back. Let's read as much of this as we can. Hope you enjoy your meal next time you eat out. There is a Facebook group that I am part of, and it is for white servers. We have come up with a plan. When a table of black diners comes in and places their order, we walk back to the kitchen to get your food when ready. There is always a blind spot in the kitchen, and we are licking our fingers and touching your food. If it happens to be a Texas Roadhouse or a Logan's, those rolls will be full of white saliva, which is the best kind of saliva. So again, just some Facebook group for white servers, and they said they're planning to fuck with your food at a Logan's or Texas Roadhouse. They all came together on Facebook and made this, the White Council made this decision. And the title is, To All You Blacks in Here, Keep This in Mind.
Making a serious claim about how some black customers' food was allegedly being treated. The post claimed members of a Facebook group called White and Proud were discussing intentionally tampering with food served to black customers. And the original Facebook post appears to have since been deleted.
So again, Texas Roadhouse has nothing to do with this. We don't even have the original post. We just have one person saying that on a Facebook group, they're talking about doing this to black customers at a Logan's or Texas Roadhouse. By the way, Logan's totally getting off scot-free on this because nobody knows what that is. I'm in a Facebook group, and we're talking about fucking with black people's food. And we went from that stupid copy pasta bullshit on Facebook to, oh Lordy, we's the news, and we's got to tell people that they're fucking with black people's food at Texas Roadhouse. Like, what?
And so far, no verified evidence connecting the claims to a Texas Roadhouse employee. But
so, again, like the news used to be, you get a tip, you confirm the story, you confirm it with a second and a third source, then you run with the story. That's what you do. And in this case, like the news is so desperate for a story that'll get clicks, they go, all right, we heard some bullshit on Facebook. We have not been able to confirm it. No one has told us it's true. We can't even confirm the person who wrote it is a Texas Roadhouse employee. It's like, well, then why are we reporting this? Like, this is a gross disservice of journalistic ethics to even be bringing this up. By the way, this top comment here is great. Was it Jussie Smollett's food or Bubba Wallace's? Perfect.
screenshots of the post and videos talking about it continue to circulate. And customers...
They're not telling you that almost every comment you see as they're scrolling down is, yeah, this is bullshit.
Are weighing in. Some say the allegations have them questioning whether they'll eat at the restaurant again.
The one you highlighted was cook my own steaks. All right. This person, do they have actual proof or are they just spreading rumors and people are blindly believing it? Bro, it's the internet. It's the latter.
Others are asking for proof and questioning whether the original post...
Did you hear that? She just said asking. That's going to come up later in the story.
...restaurant again. Others are asking for proof and questioning whether the original post is even legitimate. I took a trip to the local Texas Roadhouse here in Abilene, Texas.
And you know that the news station she works for didn't pay for her gas. So she, on her own dime, she drove down to the Texas Roadhouse to ask if they're spitting in black people's dinner rolls. They should have told you to get the fuck out. I'm trying to find out if you've been spitting in the dinner rolls. What's that? I'm sorry. We don't serve black people here.
See what they have to say about some of the allegations.
Wait, are you black or Indian? I can't. You know what? Just to be safe, why don't you leave?
I I waited to speak with the manager and asked about the allegations.
She just said ask 20 seconds ago. What happened?
The manager declined to speak on camera, instead referring me to the corporate's company office for a response. I also asked the restaurant's
She asked another person. She's axing people. She's a serial killer. She's axing everybody at the Texas Roadhouse for spitting in her biscuits.
host what business had been like today. He told me it wasn't very busy, describing it as, quote, pretty slow. But whether that's out of the ordinary for a Monday is unclear. And while the allegation...
She went to a Texas Roadhouse at 2 p.m. and she reported that it was slow. And she was trying to act like, oh, is it the online rumors that have it being slow? No, it's Monday at 2 p.m. in a dog shit economy when gas is $4.50 a gallon. Like, this is just how it is.
Are getting plenty of attention online. Nothing in the viral post identifies the Abilene location or any specific Texas Roadhouse location.
So that's not going to stop us from going in there and harassing the shit out of the college kids who work there. That's really sweet. So I was just following this story on Twitter, and I thought it was really funny. So I just started going on Twitter, and I started seeing the tweets, and you got this guy, King Roy. I thought this was great. He's like, black people ain't stepping foot in Texas Roadhouse again? It's like, come on, guys. If you're going to make threats on the internet, you got to be a little more self-aware of the threats. If you go, well, black people ain't never going to Texas Roadhouse again, it's like all you're going to do is all the white shit-talking Twitter accounts are going to go, hey, Texas Roadhouse, we so back, boys. Hey, if you want good times and good tips, go to Texas Roadhouse where it's going to be nothing but white people all day. So I'm sorry to, I apologize for not putting the pain and the suffering and the sensitivities of the black community first in talking about this story, but I'm gonna have to call bullshit on this one. Hostile Soldier says, my Popeyes won't serve white people and corporate doesn't care. Yeah, I mean, turns out neither of us care. Labglass says, pretty white today. Well, in fairness, it's Abilene, Texas. I mean, if it's not all white in an Abilene, Texas restaurant, there's like a sit-in happening or something. Irma Turbofag says they have a special on when it's Black History Month. They serve you wearing a pillowcase over their head and will give you a complimentary lynching. Oh, is that like a new sandwich they're trying out, the lynching? That's really nice of them. Wow. So nice of them to acknowledge Black History Month. Yeah, Rob says, a whites-only restaurant? Sweet. Imagine like you're a black person, you're going on Facebook and you're outraged by this. And you're like, oh, I'm so offended by Texas Roadhouse. The rumor that their servers are spitting in black people's food or fingering black people's food. You know what? If Texas Roadhouse doesn't watch their behavior, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to turn Texas Roadhouse into a whites-only restaurant. Hey, no. I've got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have terrible news. It turns out that because of the rumors that are currently unfounded, because of the rumors about Texas Roadhouse, we've done our research. We found black people have mostly banned boycotted the restaurant. And from now on, Texas Roadhouse has officially become a whites-only restaurant. That's Ode to Joy. That's Ludwig von Beethoven. That's usually played as a celebratory song. That's not okay. That's not very nice. No, I'm serious. Black people aren't going to go to Texas Roadhouse. It's not very nice. No, seriously. If you go to Texas Roadhouse, there will only be white people there. It's not, that sounds happy again. No, really, it's just gonna... The white people are really happy. They're singing operatic music. No, really, if you go to Texas Roadhouse, no black people will be there. It's not okay. It's not all right. Again, I don't think that's going to be the L that you think it is. Chainsmoker says, I know where next year's Steel Toe anniversary party is going to be. Cornhole at the Texas Roadhouse, boys and girls. Dub says, couldn't a company of Texas Roadhouse press charges on the person who posted this comment for defamation of character or something, loss of income? I heard a rumor. There's people saying that's where the phrase "some are saying" comes in. So you're protected from a lot of that stuff. Thank you very much. Let's go into these donations. Thank you guys very much. We have a perfect week going right now. Let's keep that up. We appreciate your generosity.
Feltron at 1178 has donated $2 and says 11 viewers on Kick. Getting those Asmung Gold numbers over dear.
Are we up to 11 viewers on Kick? Guys, our success on Kick is getting scared. No, we don't. We have 2 viewers on Kick. You got my hopes up, you son of a bitch. Trucker 18 Wheeler with $2.
Trucker 18 Wheeler has donated $2 and says Texas Roadhouse. More like Texas Roadkill. Am I right?
Oh, look out for this guy. 383 Novocaine with $5.
383 Novocaine has donated $5 and says it's time for guillotines. Link OSJPTA0.
What
SI
happened?
equals N as I of CQCX6P5GD.
I love it when you guys are throwing me links that sound like chemical experiments. Veldrain with $2.
Feltron at 1178 has donated $2 and says not a news story. Tell us about one actually leaving a tip. That would be newsworthy.
I'm sure there's a black person who's left it. Could you imagine the news like barging into a restaurant? They go, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. We hate to interrupt your regularly scheduled program, but I'm Aaron Imholt on the scene here at Texas Roadhouse, and we are with a black man who just tipped. Sir, your kind don't typically leave gratuity. What caused you to do it today? It was just the right thing to do when I was done with my meal. Ladies and gentlemen, they are self-aware and they are capable of learning. This is a huge development. We'll be back with more after this. Trucker 18 Wheeler with another $2.
Trucker 18 Wheeler has donated $2 and says I've never seen blacks in Texas Roadhouse.
I've only been to Texas Roadhouse twice. I was not impressed. But you know what? I hate to say this. I know it's going to make me sound like a race trader. When I walk into a restaurant, I don't look for black people. I know you're supposed to keep your head on a swivel. I know I think the rule is you're supposed to count them and then immediately find out where the exits are if the number's more than 4. But I just don't do it. I don't. Sam Show says, Sam Show doesn't say, Jesus. Sam Show using a racial slur to tell blacks that they have to eat at Applebee's. He's calling me the N-word. He says, nigger, you eat at Applebee's like you have standards. Applebee's is fine for what it is. And I fully expect them to put white saliva in my dinner rolls. Here's what people don't understand. Oh, the Texas Roadhouse is talking about putting white saliva in their dinner rolls. They always have. That's what makes them good.
Dorkness Rising has donated $5 and says, can we start a rumor Delta Airlines is doing the same thing? We wield the power of the blacks.
Just, if you really like a place, just, if you really like a place, just start a rumor that they're spitting in black people's food. And it's like you want a whole pool to yourself. So you tell people that someone took a shit in it and nobody did. And they just see you later just laying down on a floaty with the pool to yourself going, oh, that was totally worth it. Just attention, Delta passengers. If you are African American, we are very sorry, but our chef is spitting in your food. If you want to leave, we will totally understand. You've got a flight attendant just looking at the exit, just going, all right, good. All right, close the jetway. Thank you. We did it, everyone. We did it. We've accomplished our mission for today. We are free to fly about the country. Mountain Jews says, I can't wait till some Indian dude that works at Texas Roadhouse tells everybody he's shitting in their food because their bathroom is backed up. Yeah, he says we eat it like that at home all the time. Nobody ever gets sick. Man arrested with guillotine. All right, we'll save that one for later. Thank you for that story. Then we had some big news yesterday afternoon. Apparently, archaeologists have been excavating beneath the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and they believe they may have found Jesus Christ's actual tomb. Here's the deal. I thought they found Jesus Christ's tomb, and that's where the Church of the Holy Sepulchre was. I thought this had already been established. When I read this yesterday, and a few other people commenting on the story said the same thing, I thought we already knew where Christ was buried. Now, first of all, he's not, because he rose from the dead. That tomb is empty because Christ rose from the dead and then ascended into heaven. Like, he won't be in his tomb, but they have found the place described in the Bible that he was buried in after his crucifixion. So it's pretty fucking wild. But, all the being an atheist just doesn't make sense to me when you read the history. Like, I'm a history buff. And when you just read the history, like, Jesus Christ is far more documented by non-religious, by secular sources, secular historians, Pliny the Younger, Tacitus. There's a couple of other, Joseph the fucking ink peddling butler. I don't know. But they document his life more than any other just normal guy. Like, they didn't document the lives of normal guys back then. Like, historically, they governors and emperors, basically. And in this case, like, Jesus Christ, there's so much historical documentation of his existence. And, like, even the apostles, like Peter, who was persecuted under Nero and was crucified upside down, like, it's all documented, it's proven. Like, the historical record on Christ is very, very clear. You'd have to be incredibly ignorant to even pretend that he either didn't exist or wasn't divine. There's just too much evidence. You had over a dozen people witness that he resurrected, witness that he was walking around with them, talking with them after his death. And all of those people, by the way, were threatened with death in the most violent and really horrific ways. And all they had to do was take it back. And they didn't. You know, like I said, I always use the Mel Gibson quote, nobody dies for a lie. These guys were, some of them were speared to death. Some of them were, what is it when they disassemble you? They were quartered. That was the real quartering. They'd pull them apart, like crucified upside down, crucified the regular way, which is bad enough. All of them, every single one of them. And nobody took it back, except John. John didn't take it back. John lived and died of old age. There is that rumor that they tried boiling John and he lived. I don't buy that, but I choose to believe it because that's fucking awesome. So in 326 AD, to give you the backstory to this, in 326 AD, Emperor Constantine tore down a Roman temple because locals said Jesus was buried underneath. They found a rock-cut tomb, built a church over it, and for 1,700 years, people took it on faith. Now excavations beneath the Church of the Holy Sepulchre found exactly what the Gospel of John described: an abandoned quarry with first-century tombs, small plots of vines and olive trees, a garden and a grave side by side. No name on the rock, no DNA, no proof it was him, but a 2,000-year-old crime scene that matches the witness statement word for word. 4 million people visit this church every year to pray where they believe Christ was buried. The ground beneath their feet has been trying to confirm it the whole time. So archaeologists just yesterday report that they found what they think is the actual burial site and tomb of Jesus Christ. Fucking wild, right? I mean, again, there's far, far, far too much historical evidence for there not to be fire where there's smoke. Mountain Jews says, Aaron, the Bible has been written and rewritten hundreds of times. Why do you believe that bullshit? It's been retranslated, and it was at the Council of Nicaea, it was canonized, and we decided what goes in it and what doesn't. It's not about rewritten. DP Granny says, threatened by sources that have no proof that the executions even happened. Here, we'll just so you don't have to take it from me. Was Peter's crucifixion documented? Yes, St. Peter's crucifixion is documented in early Christian and secular writings and historical traditions. We've got the way I searched it, they gave me the biblical references, early non-canonical records, documented Nero. There we go. Crucifixion under Nero is recorded in non-biblical and biblical histories. The Neronian prosecution, Roman historian Tacitus. There's our boy Tacitus again. Who was not a Christian, who was not in the Bible. He was just a historian. Tacitus documented Roman history. Tacitus documented Nero's brutal persecutions of Christians in Rome after the Great Fire of 64 AD and Peter's upside-down crucifixion. Excavations beneath St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican uncovered a first-century burial ground and a modest monument associated with early traditions of Peter's final resting place. So again, these are documented events. Veldrain with $2. Thank you very much.
Feldron at 1178 has donated $2 and says, I used to work at Texas Roadhouse. Every time we served an Aborigines person, I would spit in their food.
Yeah, but the Aborigines probably loved it. They consider that a spice, I believe. No, so the archaeological find of more of Jesus's tomb, pretty wild that they just keep finding evidence of this stuff. All right, let's move on. I don't want to get bogged down in religion today and upset people or anything like that. Or Christ Harris, let's not start a holy war in here. Tim Finman with $1 says, what does an atheist say or do if kicked out of a flying plane without a chute? Die? Like, hit the ground and die, I would gather. I don't know. Thank you very much. 280 away from today. Thanks for the nice little start. I'm sorry, 275. By the way, my count in the mornings, sometimes I'll overcount, but the last couple of days I've undercounted by like $10. Like, it's not a lot, but like I'll go back and count. I'll be like, you know what? I don't know if I'm not spending enough time in the chat, I'm not tracking it, or I'm missing stuff or what. But thank you guys very much for your generosity. I appreciate it. 275 away from a win today. 95 memberships away from 800. Bapa Shab says, I feel like it's just all bullshit, and they tell you to calm you down from beating Jews and Browns to death for making society unlivable. It always comes back to Jews. A woman nearly cries in frustration defending Lindsay Clancy against Thomas Corbett Dillon. So this was I want to say this is Great Britain, GB News, and everybody's talking about this Lindsay Clancy case. And feminists, I don't know if you want to say feminists, women on TikTok, whatever, have really done themselves a disservice. I think, women keep saying, this is going to be a watershed moment for women's mental health and how we treat postpartum depression. It's like, the more I keep looking into this Lindsay Clancy thing, the more I go, I mean, it could have been that. It could have been the thing that finally raised the awareness about postpartum depression that maybe we'd been lacking. But I feel like the way a lot of women have handled this case, now all it's making us do is go, I'm going to look into who I'm leaving I think for guys, it's been more, I need to step in and I need to take my kids away if a crazy woman that I'm married to or with might hurt them. Like, I think that's like women have this thing where they're seeing, a lot of them are seeing this Lindsay Clancy thing only through their eyes and only what it means for women. I think the way they're kind of disregarding the victims in this case is really fucking gross, because the victims are the 3 children, first of all, and her poor husband. And the way the internet, the women on the internet, the TikTok crowd is treating this guy is fucking reprehensible. Like, it's really bad. This guy, if you don't know what Patrick Clancy went through, he was sent out by his wife to get medicine and food. And she knew exactly how long he'd be gone, and she wanted him gone so she would have enough time to kill the kids. Kills the kids, puts a shallow cut on her throat, shallow cut on her wrist, not deep enough to bleed to death, and then jumped out of a second-story window into the snow. Severed her spine, had internal bleeding, whatever. He gets home. He sees her out in the yard after she jumped out of the thing. She said, the kids are downstairs. So she didn't tell him that she strangled the kids. He calls 911. And then as he's on the phone with 911, he wants to go downstairs because the kids just witnessed, in his mind, the kids just witnessed her do this. He goes down, and while he's on the phone with 911, he discovers his dead children. And I will give Patrick Clancy this. The fact that he didn't go back out there and just twist her fucking neck after he found that, he's a good man. He was a broken man, but he was a good man, and he took no vengeance. That's a good dude. And then these women like give him shit online, and they're like, well, he was having an affair. And you're like, there's no evidence that this man was cheating. There's no evidence that this man was unfaithful. And they're like, hey, remarried again. He remarried 3 years after his wife murdered their fucking family. The guy, after having his entire life destroyed, found happiness and has the courage to give it another go. I mean, the man's a fucking superhero, and they're treating him like dog shit. So this Lindsay Clancy thing, some women on TikTok have decided to make it completely about them. And they want her acquitted. They want her found not guilty for reason of insanity. And the reason I can't go with that, first of all, she got help. She did everything you're supposed to do. She got help. She was committed for 5 days. They tried many different medications. Now, a couple of her psychiatrists were, like, one of them had been practicing for a month. It was a fucking terrible doctor to go to. She was completely overwhelmed and not qualified. But she went to places. She got help. She was gone for 5 days at a facility. She had a nanny. She had a daycare. She had a grandma who gave a shit. She had a husband who gave a shit. And these women cannot fathom that maybe some people at some point become broken, borderline irredeemable, and they are a danger to themselves and others. This poor Patrick Clancy is probably going to kick himself for not getting these kids away from her when he could have. Not that it's his fault, but he's going to blame himself for that for the rest of his life. And thank God he's got a new family, a new wife that can be his support system. But like, to listen to these people be like, oh, she needs to be not guilty by reason of insanity. You understand, if that's the case, once they determine she's not a threat to herself and others, they can cut her loose. She can go live her life. She doesn't deserve that any more than Ted Bundy deserved it. I'm sure Ted Bundy had mental illness. I'm sure Ted Bundy was completely fucked up. You still got to go to jail. You still killed a bunch of people. You still showed zero regard for human life. And you got to be punished. Again, she can get all her treatment in prison while she serves 3 life sentences. She can get all the treatment she wants. We should study her brain. Absolutely. She was a dangerous, pathological, evil, lying criminal who murdered other people. She is a rarity. Her brain should absolutely be studied. But in terms of, the medical system failed her, these people failed her, they did everything they know how to do. All right? If they had done nothing, she would have hurt herself or other people sooner. They did what they could. She was broken. Something happened. We don't know enough about the human brain yet, but this woman, we couldn't fix her with what we have. You know, I keep quoting that line from Dexter. They don't have pills for this kind of fucked up. So this woman in Britain, again, this is such a great microcosm of the TikTok crowd. She's debating this guy on Lindsay Clancy being a feminist symbol. By the way, if you want to kill feminism, Go ahead and make this woman your symbol. Please, go ahead. Give it your best shot. That would be like guys going, you know what? You know who was really a MGTOW guy? John Wayne Gacy.
They should be commended because they did.
I've had it with you.
Oh my God!
And
They should be
your
commended. They
sexism
didn't
and
kill their children. She's a murderer. These women are cheering.
I'm done.
These are.
By the way, that is how a feminist debates. He goes, she's a murderer. She killed her. By the way, these women who are on Lindsay Clancy's side, they're like allergic to hearing that. That's like offensive to say for some reason. If you say, hey, she murdered her kid. Let's start with this. She murdered her kids. Now walk me back from there as to why I should ever let this woman out again if I'm a juror. She murdered her children. Now, these feminists know that that's a strike against her that most people can't get past, especially if you have kids, even a lot of women. And they'll go, I can't with you. I can't. Like, now, I can't hear you. It's insufferable. Like the intellectual capacity of the people who are arguing on behalf of Lindsay Clancy, I have to say, they're not sending their best.
Man-hating women that are standing outside. This is what it's about. They think the husband did it. They're crazy.
Yeah.
They've lost their mind.
Do you know why they're
waving for a murderer?
Do you know why the woman is in a wheelchair?
Because she knew how bad she fucked up. She knew how evil what she did was, and she jumped out of a fucking window to avoid responsibility for what she'd done. She knew what she did. I've watched the evidence. I've watched the analysis. I've watched the videos. Wasn't aware, my aching ass. Psychotic break, my aching ass. She knew what she did. She sent the husband out. She planned to kill the kids. She heard the voice this one time, never heard it again. Never heard it before. She knew what she was doing. And, she had mental illness. Of course she did. Nobody who kills another human, nobody who plots and plans to kill another human being doesn't have mental illness. We still have to hold you accountable to get justice for the victims. Yes, we're going to have to step over your mental health and show a lack of concern for your mental health because our job is to get justice for your victims. The prosecution's job is to get justice for those kids and justice for Patrick Clancy. That Reddingfield guy or whatever, Reddington, her lawyer, his job is to try to get the best deal for his client. Guess what? Everybody in this is doing their job. Everybody in this is doing a good job of it too. But this idea that like people are trying to make it out like the husband is the bad guy, and that's just gross.
Did you even notice that she's
Couldn't care less. She's a murderer.
Because she jumped out the window after this happened.
So she should have. I'd have pushed her. They said,
Right, yeah, thank you. Bingo. I'm sorry, lady, but you're barking up the wrong tree if you're trying to make us find sympathy for a woman who strangled her kids. You know why she's in a wheelchair? Because the husband didn't have the intestinal fortitude to do what he should have done and put a fucking bullet in her head? That's why. Because he loved her too much. And he loved her too much. He couldn't kill her when she was down. And it just would have taken a twist to punish her for what she'd done. And he didn't do that. He loved her too much. And what does he get for that? Endless amounts of shit online about how it might be his fault that his 3 kids are dead. These people ought to be fucking ashamed of themselves. And accusing him of having an affair when there's no evidence he did any such thing. In fact, what he did was when all of us, myself included, would have cashed in our chips and just lived out the rest of our days depressed as fuck, he sacked up, put his chips back in the middle of the table, and he tried again. That his kids would be so proud of him. And they want to go online and act like this is somehow his fault.
Say that Lindsay was in psychosis. I think these women are suffering from psychosis. They've been watching too many true crime Netflix dramas. This was a incredibly privileged.
Eileen Warnoose probably was mentally ill. We should have just let her out.
Woman, incredibly wealthy. She had a nanny, and she's still complaining that she needed help. She could not have got more help from the system that she already have received. This is a murderer who strangled her children one by one.
See, I'm not as callous as this guy. I understand she had postpartum depression, but it's not like people said, get the fuck out of here. You're lying. Get the fuck out of here. We're not treating you. They put her on drugs. She had a 5-day hold. She went to doctor after doctor after doctor because she was so fucked up. She needed to find one who could figure out exactly what was wrong with her. And none of them could. Because again, this is relatively new medicine we're talking about here. We don't have this thing down. But there is no excuse for murdering your children and destroying your family. And then trying to take yourself out so everyone else just has to live with what you've done.
Boys ran away and she chased him down and killed him.
Laurie Watkins.
What you just said was absolutely disgusting.
Thank
and
you.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Thank you.
And
This guy's a way bigger prick than I am. I do empathize with her illness. I do. But you killed 3 children. Here's what I'll do. When she's convicted and she's in prison for the rest of her life, I will feel terrible for the mental illness that she had. But first things first, I care about those kids and I care about the dad more than I care about her. So get her in prison first, find her guilty, and then I will go, damn, man, that really sucks. She got dealt a bad mental health card. And then she did this thing. That really sucks. But there's a lot of people who go through what she goes through and they don't strangle their kids. And that's a worthy point to make too.
you can hear that he's not. Okay?
Why? Because it's true.
You clearly don't care, so pipe down.
I don't care. And by the way, men watching this, if you have a woman sat next to you on the sofa who is defending this murderer, you got to think deeply about this. I've seen weddings.
So we need to have some empathy with.
Talk to your women and find out what are they thinking. They're defending this woman. It's
I don't think anybody's defending what she did, but you can have empathy for what she went through and how she.
I know many women.
You can look. But the problem is a lot of these women defending Lindsay Clancy are making those two things mutually exclusive. They're saying, oh, if you think she should be found guilty, you don't have empathy for her mental illness. Look, man, I have empathy for the abuse that John Wayne Gacy suffered when he was a kid. John Wayne Gacy was physically abused. Some people even think sexually abused by, check me if I'm wrong, stepdad. I think they said his stepdad called him a faggot, beat him up. They think that Gacy was probably also molested. I have empathy for that. That's terrible that young John Wayne Gacy went through that. I still think he should have been executed. Well, I don't believe in the death penalty, but I still think that he should have been punished for his crimes and served every day of his life behind bars. It's these people who are into this Lindsay Clancy case just cannot get it through their head that you can empathize with her mental health status, but still say she needs to be found guilty and punished for what she did to her family.
And that this has happened too. No.
Oh, by the way, this woman's a Democratic strategist. Can you believe that?
They did not kill their children, but they also, what you failed to mention.
They should be commended because they did.
I've had it with you.
Oh my God, they should be commended. They're going to kill their
misogyny.
children. She's a murderer. These women are cheering.
I'm done.
I can't. I'm done. Yeah, that sounds about right. Now, in fairness, that's a TV show, and they have to be hyperbolic for the entertainment factor. That guy's kind of a prick. But that woman, again, this attempt to not just defend but whitewash and attack the husband. Again, the attacking the husband is fucking crazy to me. It's just a bridge too far, man. Way too far. Let's go to the audience on this one. Shuli Madoff with $2. He wants to talk Trump today.
Shula Madoff has donated $2 and says June 18th, 2026 Trump bought $500,000 in Boeing stock. That same day, Boeing received an $880 million contract from the U.S. Navy. I don't think we can ever talk about Watergate again when you have this POS.
Don't get me started on Watergate. Watergate was a CIA op to get rid of a very popular president. Richard Nixon, it was not too long after the CIA overthrew the government in a coup, a palace coup. The Praetorian Guard murdered their own president and installed a guy who was a friend of the military-industrial complex. I mean, for God's sakes, look it up. LBJ's wife was a huge stockholder in Bell Helicopter. And then he escalated things in Vietnam, and all of a sudden, Bell Helicopter makes a fucking fortune during the Vietnam War. So this was a palace coup. Nixon, and they devalued the presidency, and they made the president a kept man. Enter Nixon, Nixon wins in 1972 by keeping his promises, by seeming like he cared about the American people, and he wins every single state, I think, except did he win everything but D.C.? He won the biggest landslide in American political history. And he has a huge approval rating, and he's considered the representative of what they call the silent majority in this country. And the CIA and the FBI needed to put an end to Richard Nixon. So the Watergate burglars, all CIA assets, every single one of them, from employees to informants, they break into this Watergate hotel. Other CIA and FBI sources then go to Nixon and they say, Dick, I got to ask you, buddy, you got to help these guys. They're good boys. They're good Republican boys, and they thought they were just trying to do what's right for the country. You got to cover up for these guys. So Nixon does. He loses Spiro Agnew, and I'm jumping around here. He loses Spiro Agnew as vice president, and who do they make him take in the middle of the Watergate thing? Gerald Ford. That's right. Warren Commission Gerald Ford, who Nixon knew barely anything about. So he picks Gerald Ford. The source for the Washington Post, first of all, the journalist for the Washington Post, Bob Woodward, is a naval officer with top secret security clearance who then goes into the journalism industry randomly, and his first job is at the Washington Post, one of the largest newspapers in the country, and the beat he gets is the President of the United States. So he's installed, Woodward is. And then they get this magical secret source who's got all the inside dish. And who does it end up being years and years later? Mark Felt, the deputy FBI director. It was a palace coup to take out Nixon and set him up. 100%. So as far as Donald Trump goes, the thing about Donald Trump's corruption is it's so out front. Like, it's so brazen and it's so easy to see and no one gives a shit that, like, it's both terrifying and refreshing. The crypto rug pull he pulled on his own supporters and made hundreds of millions of dollars. The deal he's doing with the Arabs, with this Jared Kushner hedge fund. I mean, the way his family's going to benefit from the way they bulldoze Gaza and build up luxury condos and resorts. He's going to make money off of that. I mean, he set his family up big time, and he used the office of the presidency to do it. It's really fucking brutal what he did. Veldrain with $2. Thank you.
Feltron at 1178 has donated $2 and says, I am not listening to a word you say, fa la la la. I can't believe you would say that, fa la la la. Down with the patriarchy, fa la la la.
That's actually a pretty good impression. You've been working on it. Main Vein with $5. Now, Main Vein is, he's someone who eats at this restaurant a lot, orders a lot of expensive dishes, and he says he wants me to read his super chat or his Rumble rants. Empathy, empathy, empathy. Fuck empathy. Empathy is what's gotten us this fucked up society. Women as a whole need to be put in check because they are not doing it themselves. Bring on Gilead. Oh, I always forget that it comes back to Gilead with Main Vein. Thank you for the $2.
Somebody too has donated $2 and says, so I know a guy who was in a terrible mental state. His whole country was in a bad place. He tried to help. Also on drugs. He thought he was helping. We should feel bad for him. Poor Hitler.
Oh,
Aaron's buddy.
Oh, God. I didn't know you were talking about Adolf Hitler. Oh, my goodness. Scouts goes with $1. These women should be shouting and screaming for Lucy Letby. She's been railroaded by the hospital and prosecution. You know what? It's amazing you say that. One thing I do think the media does is on purpose, they pick people like Lindsay Clancy because they know deep down that Lindsay Clancy's the bad guy, but they can convince some people to defend her. And then people, regular working class, everyday people who have a lot in common, will argue and fight with each other about this and make it the most important thing in their lives, to forget about the 450 gas, to forget about the wars for Israel, to forget about all the ways they're being fucked over by the people at the top. So when you say, oh, what about this Lucy Letby? I'm guessing this Lucy Letby is probably a case we can all get behind, so they would never push that as a big deal. I don't think. Was Lucy Letby wrongfully convicted? Oh, this is the woman they're doing a Netflix documentary about. I think it comes out today. I'll be honest with you. I've never seen this one. Let's get out of YouTube. Thank you very much, YouTube. We appreciate you guys being here, but the Rumble link is up in the chat. Go to that. And now we can say goodbye to the YouTube people.